What if I told you one of the most powerful tools in business is built on a single, really simple question? Today, we're going to demystify process quality assurance, or PQA for short. All right, let's dive in.
And this is it. This is the heart of PQA. Seriously, forget all the jargon for a minute and just think about your own work. You and your team, you've got processes, you've got playbooks, standards, but are you actually following them day to day? That's the big question we're exploring.
So, okay, what's the official definition? Well, PQA isn't some scary new set of rules being forced on you. It's really just about holding up a mirror. It's an objective, unbiased check to see if your team is following the very processes you all already agreed on. To make this all super clear, let's step out of the office for a second and into a professional kitchen. Just picture it. We've got a talented chef, a very detailed recipe, and a sharp-eyed food critic. Keep these three characters in mind, because they're going to be our guides through this whole thing.
So where does a team even start with PQA? Well, usually it begins at level 1, what I like to call the firefighter stage. And yeah, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like, reacting to problems and putting out fires as they pop up.
The mindset here is incredibly simple. See a problem, fix a problem. That's it. For example, picture this. A developer, maybe they're rushing, and they totally forget to do a code review, which is a clear break from the process. At level 1, somebody spots it, they raise the alarm, and the review gets done, the fire is out. It's basic, for sure, but it's an absolutely crucial first step.
But here's the thing. You can't just fight fires forever. It's exhausting, and it's not sustainable. You need a system to help prevent them in the first place. And that's where level 2 comes in. We start to build that system, and the role of PQA shifts from a firefighter to more of an inspector.
This is where we get a lot more organized. We stop just reacting, and we start planning. We look back at past projects and ask, okay, where do things usually go off the rails? And that's where we focus our audits. Then we evaluate the work using checklists, we communicate any issues we find, and we track them until they're fixed. And, this part's key, we record everything. That creates a data trail that makes our next plan even smarter.
And this brings us to the absolute golden rule of level 2, objectivity. It's so important. The person who wrote the code simply cannot be the one checking if the code review process was followed correctly. You need an independent party, someone without bias, to do the evaluation. It's the only way to make the check truly meaningful.
All right, now we've reached the highest level of PQA maturity, and the role transforms again. You're no longer just an inspector checking boxes off a list. You become a consultant, a true improvement partner for the entire organization.
This is a massive, fundamental shift in mindset. We move from just asking, hey, did you follow the rule, to asking, you know what, is this rule actually the best it can be? The goal isn't just about compliance anymore. It's about making the whole system better for everyone.
So, what does that actually look like? Well, imagine a PQA professional is doing their audits and they notice a pattern. Across a bunch of different projects, the initial requirements are always kind of vague. Instead of just flagging the same issue every single time, they identify the root cause and propose an update to the company's main requirements checklist. See? They're not just policing the process, they're fixing it at its source.
Okay, let's pause for a second, because we need to clear something up. This is a really common point of confusion. The difference between PQA and product testing. I promise you, they are not the same thing. And understanding this difference is the real aha moment.
Let's break it down. PQA is all about the process. It's asking questions like, did we follow our plan? Did we meet our own standards? Testing, on the other hand, is all about the product. It asks, does this software actually work? Are there any bugs? So one looks at how you made it, the other looks at what you made.
So to bring it back to our kitchen analogy and put it as simply as possible, process quality assurance is checking to make sure the chef followed the recipe perfectly, step by step. Testing? That's the food critic who comes in at the end and tastes the final dish. You absolutely need both to run a great restaurant.
Okay, so after all that, why does PQA actually matter? What's the real, tangible value here for you and your organization?
Honestly, the business value is huge. A strong PQA system gives you consistency, which leads to predictable, high-quality results. You catch problems way earlier in the game, which dramatically reduces that expensive rework nobody wants to do. And at the end of the day, consistent processes lead to better products, which means happier customers. It's a win-win-win.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. In your organization, is your quality assurance just a police force, or is it a genuine partnership for improvement? Are you just checking for compliance, or are you actively helping everyone get better? The answer to that question really says everything about your commitment to real, sustainable quality. Thanks for tuning in.